Dale a iniciar emisión. Ok. Así empezó. Ahora sí, mira que se atrasa esta vista para ver.
Aló, ¿ya se logra ver el video? Ok, esto vamos.
minutes. 2 minutes, please.
2 minutes.
Otro programa del evento.
¿Qué?
No, no tiene otro programa.
Él tenía su
Solo tiene el de él. Sacó las 3 copias, Ricardo. Sí, ya va a sacar copias. Se puede quedar en todo y empieza trabajando como yo creo que cuando.
would you stand for the Venezuelan national anthem? Please stand for the national anthem. Thank you very much, our Key Stage 3 choir. Please take your seats. It's not a religious service, so. Right, we'll just. Welcome to the British School graduation ceremony for 2016. This is a very, very special event, and in a moment we will be welcoming our graduating students for the year 2016. This is a very important moment, so we just wait for the quintet to be ready. welcoming music. Right, on this very special afternoon, we just want to remind you that you have seen our eldest students on their parade, and we thought, as we are a community school, it would be nice to include the youngest of our students. So therefore, we are starting a little tradition where the youngest students from preschool and kinder come onto stage and join in this ceremony, which is a very family-orientated event. So would you help them when they say goodbye? They're waiting for you to wave goodbye. So please welcome on with a big applause, preschool and kinder. That was lovely. Now there are 8 children from kinder who are going to give a little memento of the ceremony to the graduates. So maybe we can encourage them by giving them a clap. Thank you very much, kinder and preschool. Now you are going to join your Mummies and daddies in the audience. Are you proud, mummies and daddies? Let's sing for mummy. Lovely. Right. The moment comes, everyone can be entertained because we have our first video. Now we've got these fancy screens, everybody can see them. Right, let's see what's in store from the videos, please.
Well, we finally made it, year 13. You are now IB students, IB graduates, TBSC graduates. And really well done on that. It's been a long, hard, rocky road, but you're here. And now this is where the fun really begins. This is where you now apply all of that learning, you apply all of that hard work, and you really take on board all the advice that your teachers and your parents have given you. You're free. You're free to fly, and you're free in the world of university, and to all intents and purposes, in the world of adults. Really, really well done. As always, don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you're from. You're TBSC ex-alumna from now on. Do come back, do visit us, and do come and put your own kids into the school. Well done.
Some 20 years of university, and I wish you the best. We're gonna miss you at school, and the effort it's gonna be in your exams. We hope you have enjoyed your journey throughout the school.
I've been in school for 10 years, and I had great experiences. The school not only taught me English, but also how to share with people from everywhere around the world. I like to thank everyone who helped me stay all these years in school, and it was a great experience, and I really loved it.
Good luck, year 13. Have a nice time. We will miss you. Bye.
My experience in TBSC, I think, has been very rewarding. In the 5 years that I've been here, I've learned a lot, not only about myself, but about the outside world. And I think the British school has given me many qualities, many skills that I couldn't have developed or learned in any other place. And I have to thank the British school and the staff for that.
Well, the school taught me a lot of things in my 2 years in the school. I think that one of the things that they taught me the most was to not question the rules and to always abide by the things that they tell you that are right for you, because they're always looking to do best by you. So they really taught me to trust the people that helped me the most during my life.
It was nice knowing you guys. I feel a bit like nostalgic and sad seeing you leave, but also a little bit jealous knowing that you guys go into the real world, make a difference now and just have fun.
We're right now in the IB room, which is where we used to share and study together, and well, we're quite sad that you're leaving, but we're also happy that you left us the room.
I wish you the best. Good luck in universities.
We're gonna miss you. Hope you have a great time in the university.
I would say that the British School is the best school in the world. I would like to thank everyone who has been with me throughout the whole journey. I would recommend this school to anybody, and it's just been a great experience all over. I've learned so many things, met so different people, and I will do it all over again if I had to. Thank you.
Second graduation of the school, and this year is really special. I had in your group 3 people who did music. One of them I taught for 10 years since year 3, and that's Eugenia. I'm very, very proud of you. You did a wonderful music at GCSE. The talented and Elena playing the piano. I hope you carry on playing the piano always. And Serena, my almost IB music student again. But you did a great job all the way through IB. I'm really, really proud of all of you. You're a great group, and I wish you all the best for your future, all the success possible, and of course a lot of music in your lives forever. Have a great time. Bye-bye.
I've been in the British school for about 2 years. I've met a lot of good people, and these past few years I've gathered a lot of experience with the group, for the school and from the school. I will never forget all these good things that happened while I've been working with this school.
First of all, I would like to thank the school for supporting me and treating me equally, although I know that I haven't been the most quiet student. I'm very thankful because all my teachers have treated me super well, and I'm super thankful that I got to know so many people. Even though we are such a small class, I know that I'm going to be able to leave this school with a family. I am mostly thankful because this is a different experience. I know that IB is very, very difficult, but the teachers have made it so that the experience has been great throughout the whole 2 years. Finally, I know I've only been in the school for 2 years, but with that, I know that it's the best that could have happened to me. So, thank you.
Mis chamos queridos, todo lo mejor en esta nueva etapa. Es para mí un privilegio servirles y compartir con todos su cariño. Dios los bendiga, los quiero mucho.
For me, the British school was a great experience because I used to study in the Venezuelan school, so when I came here, it was an international community, new friends from all around the world, and I learned a lot from the different cultures and the different countries that are in the different parts of the world, and also a new language, which was new to me because I was used to speaking in Spanish all the time. So I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to study here.
I came to the British school in 2008, which is 8 years ago now, and I'm really grateful to have come and experienced this time in the British school, since it's such a small and friendly environment, and the teachers were really welcoming, so were all the people. I'm just really grateful to have spent time here, and IB has been a real challenge, but getting over it has made me feel proud and confident with myself, so there's nothing I would like to do more than graduate here with my friends that I've made over these last few years, and I'm really happy to be here graduating in the British school.
If your shoes were made of concrete, then you wouldn't get to go too far. And you hit a similar problem if you throw a tissue paper apart. And you carry your clothes on fabric, A-T-U-L-A-T-I-O-N-S. Congratulations, you're 13!
It's been a long day.
Thank you very much, all you guys that helped make that video a big success. Thank you, that was great. Now we move on to a musical item. Miss Valentina Ruiz is about to sing for us now. Could we please welcome Valentina?
Say something, I'm giving up on you. I'll be the one if you want me to. Anywhere I would follow you. Say something, I'm giving up on you. And I'm feeling so
have our guest speaker, our keynote speaker, who is Mr. Andres Duarte. Let's give him a big welcome. Now, Mr. Duarte has been a very long time member of this school. There's all sorts of things, and I'm sure he can fill us in on. Interesting fact, he's also the consul to the Philippines, so if you ever meet him in a cocktail party, you can go down that line. So, let's give Mr. Duarte a big welcome.
Good afternoon. I was told by a friend who attends these ceremonies year after year that sooner or later, when you come to a ceremony, you end up shedding tears. Well, I already did. I want to first thank the school managers for the head and the head of the school for selecting this date, hour, it did not rain, and this place. Many parents, family, friends, and guests, I want to tell you something about the school near the mountains, as many people call it. It's now going into its 67th year, only initially having opened up to year 6. It is a shining example of commitment to growth. Slowly, year by year, we've made it bigger and better. 9 years ago, this became a reality when we held our first year 13 graduation. This is where we are now, complemented by the insertion or adoption, call it how you deem best, of the International Baccalaureate, or the IB Diploma program, as most people call it. Very recently, 2 years ago, and thanks to the board of directors, and especially Mr. Nelson Acosta, whom I hope is here, exchanges began between local schools. They took place for the sharing of good practice as we readied ourselves for the implementation of the IB program. To look back at all these achievements by the directors, teaching faculty, and administrators, and it's important to note that all this took place during a political situation that in the best of cases can be deemed as neutral, or sometimes not exactly helpful. It's natural to conclude, therefore, that this was work done by people who are very committed and dedicated to their responsibilities. In short, excellent, caring professionals. All I can say is, señores educadores, señor Yacine Patel, demás directores y señores del cuerpo administradores, muchas gracias. This brings us nicely today, ladies and gentlemen, to the most important day of the last 2 years for the 9 graduating students in the IB program, and no doubt for their proud parents sitting out here before me. To you students, you have been part of an education for a long time now, and you have no doubt digested the changes that have been happening in the academic world. So what has changed and what will change after you leave this stage today? One word, and it's a popular word: technology. You're going to find an expanding audience in the 21st century. It's the whole world by blogging, Twitter, Facebook, and other online platforms. All this has changed our notion and definition of audience. You're already saying bye-bye to 3-ring binders. Computer, tablets, and Google Drive are increasingly on the go-to places for all your academic files. You need nothing else now. E-books are on the rise, are prevalent in schools with the advancement of e-readers and tablet computers. You will see these all over. No longer will IB students' arms be longer than normal arms due to the lugging around of 6 1-kilo books as they did in the past. Extended classroom communities that have platforms like Edmodo and even the TBSC virtual learning platform will be used by more and more teachers and students to discuss homework, assignments, and general interaction. In general, technology and the application of same is going to facilitate the ability to meet the challenge of needs of all kinds of learners. So what is really an IB education? The IB Diploma program gives students head start on jobs and careers. IB programs reinforce student academic skills and achievement, reignites their interest in education, making them think what this education is all about, and raises their desires to graduate and pursue lifelong learning. Crucially, they learn the art of critical thinking, which is vital in such a confusing world. I want to talk about something I saw in London and it struck me very hard, and it's the statement, keep calm and carry on. Many of you have heard this before. During the times in which King George VI lived in Buckingham Palace, but contrary to many opinions, it was not his words that made this historical moment, as many people think. It is attributed to the members of the Ministry of Information in 1939 who made this poster knowing that another war, the second, was days away. This was called by the Minister of Information at that time as a motivational poster. This is also the reason why I chose to insert these words today. That poster to me means a lot, and it should mean a lot to the graduating class of 9 students. So when I decided to keep this message alive today to these 9 IB graduates by stating, keep calm, you're about to graduate, or keep calm and just graduate. I hope this all gives you different motivations to be here on this day, which to some could be one of the most important days of their life. Graduation is today. It is simply one event that you will remember, as this here means that this event is something important and your whole agenda for the day. On the other hand, graduation is an attribute that you will never forget. There are differences between one and the other, just like those keep calm messages. Graduation means to me, and I believe it should be to each of you, a process that involves a goodbye. You are taking learned experiences with you, and you are free to keep them or keep calm and ignore them. Graduation should also mean that you're also saying hello, inasmuch as you're meeting unknown challenges that are not expected today, but will be reality tomorrow. If you keep calm and carry on after graduation, this is what commencement tells you, and what graduation encompasses. When I started working on this presentation, I had 2 meetings with the 9 students who were elected to take on the IB program, all graduating and listening today. In my first meeting, I mentioned to them why I learned about the word reciprocity in my years of studies abroad. That being an obligation of the school to create an ambiance where one received information and education from the school in exchange for loyalty, gratefulness, and a post-graduation friendship between the 2 parties that rarely is forgotten. In general, love and respect for the school that made your educational years well worth the time you spent here. I am willing to bet that some of this academia effect, as I call it, will be running through your veins and your brains very soon when you tell yourself, this I owe to the TSBC, and it will happen. In the aforementioned meetings, I also gathered information obtained from the students who graduated today. This is something that both sides put together in subsequent meetings, and now we share them with parents, faculty, and guests. All the students answered a memo that I sent to them, and included 11 questions. These same questions were all, and naturally very big differences with independent answers in answering same. I quote different answers for all, choosing what I felt were significant ones from all. Here we go. Ana Elena Paul, can you please raise your hand? Where is she? Whoa. I can't see her, I'm sorry, the sun. My question is to Anna, are you going to a higher education such as college or university or specialized technical programs? Can you say where? Anna said, I'm going to take a gap year. This is what I used to call sabbaticals in my old-fashioned language. I'm going to Paris and then I want to begin studying psychology, preferably Miami. Interestingly, Anna asked me, what do you like most about TSBC? And I answered her, and now, sorry. You're wrong. I'm Trump. And I answer to her and I say to you, the proven exercise of having a first-class education in a small boutique school, all within an environment of difficulty for adaptation of the school faculty and administration, but with bilingual expertise and sufficient understanding of those problems so as to keep progress going. I also asked Annalena if she played pranks to members of the faculty. That went on here a lot. She answered with all honesty, yes, I played pranks to Mrs. Rooks in year 7. She was very honest. Andres Echavarria, Andres, my tocayo, where can I find you? There I is, yes. Has been with the school since year 9, who answered 2 questions in the most professional manner by saying, yes, I am part of the IB program. My favorite subject is history, and I feel I have performed well in the classes throughout my 2 years in IB. In answers to the pluses and minuses of being a boutique school, he also said he believed that TSBC should continue being a boutique school in order for it to separate itself from other schools, not only in size but in quality of education. He understands motivation. Very valid answer. Eugenia Juárez Estrada, where did I find her? There you are. Here we have a veteran. Eugenia has been with us for 13 years. She is also the daughter of an alum, first alum-daughter relationship we have in school. Every year, her answers to one of the questions I asked were direct. She will be attending college in Miami, Florida, and has committed to nursing school. Very commendable, and thank you. I asked her the question pertaining to bilingual status of the school, how she felt about the bilingual status. And she said, I definitely owe it all to the British school. The fact that I'm bilingual is something that will forever and always be thankful to the school. It is a huge achievement, and it has given me the tools to continue to higher education. Her question to me, why have you chosen to maintain reciprocity with the British school? My answer, because I find this school one of a kind, and I really do. Because my two children, one of them over here, were here for a combined total of 7 years, and I felt I wanted to return something to this school because I felt I'm a great believer in boutique schools. I attended San Ignacio, where we had a minimum of 37 students and a maximum of 45 students per classroom. That definitely was a contrast to what I see here. And I envy how much I missed out on the good student friendship that I have witnessed here today. In summary, I envy the boutique schools, and this is the best one in Venezuela. Not that there are too many, but it's the best. Our pranks in school. Eugenia answered, probably I was younger. I remember that as a class we could play pranks on Miss Brooks. There goes again. Poor Miss Brooks. Also very valid. Notice that Eugenia, she said we instead of I, so she wasn't alone in this. Lucina Vilutini, 2 years with us. Where's Lucina? Bingo. She's decided to attend Marymount College in Boston. I asked Lucina why she considered graduation with a sense of sadness. She said, leaving school is always emotional. You are leaving your comfort zone to go on to a very scary new place, without your closest friends, without your parents, and without your brother or sister. But somehow you feel very excited for a new chapter in your life. That answer moved me very much. Thank you, Lucina. The question to me was one of those that you asked, was one of those that also asked questions, what do you really like about the British school? My answer to Lucina, I think the school is good at embracing change and making ideas into realities. This school has definite strong principles and well-respected decisions. Thank you very much, Lucina. Sebastián Díaz. Bienvenido. 3 years in school, he answered every question I asked. Sebastián will be attending the University of Southern Florida. I asked, write in one paragraph what it means to be a part of the IB diploma. What is your opinion and in what areas did you excel? Notice that I did say I answered in a paragraph. Sebastián answered yes. That's it. It was good. Actually, he followed his teacher's demands to keep it short and to the point. From the first question to the last, Sebastián answered with a single word. I like that. A man who is efficient with language. Really, it really means it. Especially here. I will continue going on. Serena Dunn. Bienvenida. Serena is another veteran, 8 years here, started in year 6. With respect whether she believed that the school should continue to grow, she was clear in her idea, stating, I think TSBC, being a small school, offers a very comfortable and friendly environment. This is one of the school's main appeals. I do think, however, that if the school were to grow, it should continue to improve its standards, so it would definitely strive to grow it in size and quality. We wish Serena all the best in her dream to study further in the United Kingdom. Thank you, Serena. William Hara. Bienvenido. On the question of the boutique school, William said something interesting. I think the school has the quality and over time will grow, but as of right now, I think it's better, not bitter, better, for the school students' learning process. On the combination of joy and sadness in leaving the school, William stated, I just feel really happy that I will be able to study in my home country or wherever I choose to go. I understand you're in Paraguay. That's where you're headed. Bingo. To the final question, well, I would like, he said, I asked him a message to his parents who were sitting in the audience with him. He said, I would like my parents to know that I am really thankful to them for being patient, helpful, and caring about my education for the last few years. Thank you, William. William's question to me, how did you feel in your last year of school? And what experiences do you remember? My answer, I remember being in the sun for about 2 hours, waiting for the photographer to take a photo of us in class graduation. He never did show up, and we only found him later drinking in Chacao, very, very close to the school. He is now my hero in the area of Keep Calm and Drink On. Gabriela Galavis. What can I say? She has, ladies and gentlemen, sustained injuries that include patella, tibia, fibula, and her anterior cruciate ligament. Very painful indeed. However, I have it on good authority that Gabriela showed very old-fashioned and hard grit and battled on through her exams through it despite the pain. A special round of applause for Gabriela, please. Last but not least, Carlos Rojas Parra, who's not with us. Although he did let me leave here his good tidings to us, paid tribute to his TSBC teachers, and mentioned the trip to the Gran Sabana as the highlight of his time here. Mercifully, he did not mention playing pranks on Mrs. Brooks. Finally, I would like to make a present to all of you who graduate. It's a present for you to take home, and not something like the cap you're wearing right now. You're going to get one of these. This you can wear all the time you want, anywhere you want. The cap you wear once. My many thanks to the teachers and school managers for giving me this opportunity to talk to the students and share interests. I wish to close a quotation that was made by a professor I knew at the university I attended and who recently passed away. I carry with me these words he used a short time before leaving us. Quote, setting the bar high is easy. Helping the student clear that bar is what teaching is all about. Awakening a passion in a young person and helping a student fulfill a newly formulated dream is the essence of teaching. There is no higher calling, no greater purpose in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Duarte. Now get your eyes ready for those screens because we're back to the second and last video. Thank you.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Hi there, team. It's Megan here. I just wanted to record this graduation message for you. It's really exciting that you've got to this point. I remember you when you were all year 10 and we were working on Anarchy in the Castle, getting you through your GCSEs. Obviously some of you have joined the group since then. It's been great to work with you guys as well. It definitely has been an adventure. I just want to say well done for getting this far. But as I always say, life goes on past TBSC. So I hope you'll take all the things you've learned and all the values and character traits that you've developed here, use them in your new futures, whether that's at university or beyond. And you'll always remember that you're capable of doing great things.
Good luck, year 13. It's amazing to see how you guys have grown up and how many talents that you have. I'm really excited for you as you go on to the next step of your future education and your future lives. I've enjoyed teaching you and I really hope the best for all of you.
Bueno, queridos Carlos y Eugenia, los saludo en oportunidad de su graduación. Quiero felicitarlos a ambos por haber culminado con éxito su formación de IB y sobre todo resaltar unas cualidades que pienso que son muy valiosas en ustedes dos, que me di cuenta desde el primer momento en que los conocí como grupo en el año 2014. Ambos tienen la bella cualidad de ponerse en el lugar de los demás y ser un gran enlace. Uno lo hace a través de la razón, que es una persona muy sensible, pero Carlos siempre va a sacar el lado ponderado de las cosas y va a saber atacar de una manera muy racional lo que hace falta para que mejore. Eugenia va a ser siempre más sentimental ella entra con su preciosa energía a movilizar lo que hace falta. Está muy dispuesta a ayudar y valoro mucho eso. Me pareció muy linda la experiencia de haberlos conocido y haberlos visto en acción cuando estas cualidades hacían falta. Y es una experiencia que nunca olvidaré. Los felicito, Carlos y Eugenia, por sus logros y les deseo todo lo mejor. Y ojalá que la literatura siempre los acompañe. De alguna manera u otra se van a encontrar mucho a través de ella y sobre todo en lo que puedan expresar. Un gran beso.
Hi guys, big hello from New Colombia, Bogotá. I just wanted to wish you all the best of luck. I can't believe you're all graduating, how exciting. I wish you all the best in the new stage of your life. Especially good luck to Carlos. I wish you all the best. And especially to my little sister Serena, I'm so proud of you. I believe all that hard work has finally paid off. And I can't wait to hear all the exciting things that you'll be experiencing from now on. All the best everyone, good luck!
Hello, year 13. Well, those year 13s that remember me, I was thinking the other day actually, year 13, two of you I met when you were 13 years of age. Can you remember that, Anna-Elena and Serena, little year 8, in that classroom in the small building that we had? Times have changed now, eh? Look at you lot, 13, year 13, ready to go to uni, wherever in the world. Where does time fly past? As you can see, I've not aged a moment at all. Still as young and handsome as I used to be. Pardon? Oh, okay, stop that way. So I hope everything goes well for you. I hope you get the results that you require. You go to the universities that you wanted to get into. Who else do I remember from year 13? Andreas Echeverria, I remember him. Still see some of the stuff he posts on Facebook. Enough said. Carlos, I remember Carlos, the only Venezuelan who could talk with a Scottish accent, if I remember rightly. And of course Eugenia, I'm sure Eugenia must have been locked in a cupboard somewhere, because I'm sure she should be year 14 technically now. Oh well, what do I know? It shows you as you get older your memory goes, that's for sure. You may have noticed that I have partners this year. No, Mr. McDonald. That doesn't mean he died or anything like that. He's retired and he's gone back to New Zealand and we're still in touch and still putting the world to rights and still going about the times we had in Caracas. Anyway, Miss Frabigar, if you need one of these doing next year, I'm not available for selection. Alright guys, hope it goes well, hope you have a good night, hope you get everything you want, get to where you want to go to, may the world treat you well. If ever you're in Central Asia, although I may not be here by the time you finish university, stay in touch, look me up, see how we go. Alright, cheers, bye!
Queridos alumnos, ¿cómo están? Estoy súper feliz de poderles enviar este mensaje hoy, el día de su graduación. ¡Wow! ¿Cómo pasa el tiempo? Estoy súper orgullosa de ustedes. Sé que triunfarán en la carrera que hayan elegido y les deseo muchísimo éxito en esta nueva etapa de sus vidas. Los abrazo y los llevo en mi corazón.
Year 13. Don't really know what to say, but congratulations on finishing school and passing your IBs and working hard and being nice people, maybe.
Well done on all your hard work and glad to see it's all paid off and you're off to have adventures.
It was a pleasure teaching you for a bit. Had a good time on the class trip, particularly kicking a camp with Sebastian for most of one evening and watching the girls take selfies about 3,000 times in a week. That's what I've done in a selfie style here. Hope you have a great day and a great evening and enjoy the rest of your lives. Bye.
Right. So that's another lovely video for you guys, all those people remembering you. Now, we are going to turn to our head speech. So I better sit down, be quiet, and I'll introduce Mr. Yassir Patel.
Buenas tardes a todos. Hoy es otro día especial para la Escuela Británica, pero sobre todo para nuevos estudiantes. En primer lugar, año 13, felicitaciones. Disculpe. Lo lograron. Todos estamos muy orgullosos de ustedes. I think I can see some confused faces. What I will do, I'll translate the rest of my message into English, okay? So I'll speak English. Anyway, good afternoon, everybody. Today is another special day for the British School Caracas, but more importantly for 9 TBSC Andres, not TSBC, 9 TBSC students. Firstly, year 13, congratulations, you've made it. We are, and I am extremely proud of you. Can we have a round of applause? Sadly, I didn't have the pleasure to teach you or to be your teacher. However, I did teach Carlos, who's obviously not with us today, or should I say he taught me. He was that good a mathematician. But I'm sure he'll be watching. And if he's not watching, I'm sure he'll watch the video. As I was not your teacher, it took me a bit of time to think about what I can really talk about. So I'd like to talk to you about some important and memorable moments in my own life. You might notice they aren't all academic. Believe it or not, since I was maybe 9 or 10 years old, my goal educationally anyway was to obtain a degree in mathematics. And in the process be the first to obtain a degree in my family. Now my wife's at the back and she disputes that, but that's not a discussion for today. That was achieved in August 2002. I still remember walking into my tutor's office, him telling me, well done Yasser, you received your degree, would you like a remark? The last thing I wanted was to stay there for any longer after 3 hard years of doing a maths degree. So I left as fast as I could. As I returned home, big smile on my face, achieved what I wanted to do. I realized it was a bit anticlimactic. I didn't know what to do next. It was a very proud moment. My other passion is sport. In August 2003, I was the captain of my cricket team. Now I hope most of you know that cricket is a sport played with the bat that looks like a baseball, but a bit bigger. I played a major part in the last game. We won the league. And in July 2006, I was part of a 5-a-side football team that ended up in the last 4 of the FA 5-a-side tournament in Britain. And we played at Wembley. Now, that doesn't mean anything to 99.9% of the world, but it's something I hold deep, and it's an important event for me. I will never forget those 2 moments. Now, career. Obviously, you leave university one day and you will be making a career. In August 2006, I made what was for me and my family a big move, moving to Mexico City. When I spoke to my mom about this move, she didn't actually know where Mexico was, what Mexico was, and I think she thought it was in Europe. But she did get a surprise when she realized she couldn't just fly over in a couple hours. Anyway, so that was one of the big moves. I would say one of the most life-changing moves I made. And then in June 2014, I was officially announced as the head of this wonderful school and this wonderful community. And I think it would be remiss of me not to mention my family. August 30th, 2015, the birth of my first child, Aisha. So those are just some moments that I always remember and I treasure. I guess you could call them memorable moments. As I look up, and as the event has been going on, I see many smiling, many proud parents, family members, friends. I'm sure for them and many of the people here today, this will be a day they will treasure. I hope, year 13, it's a day that one day you will look back and it'll be a key moment in your life. I'd like to conclude by asking you what do you think will be your memorable moments? It's not easy to answer. Most likely, many of these will happen when you least expect them to. But when they do happen, treasure them, reflect upon them, remember them often. There will be events that you probably can't even foresee sat here today. My advice to you is to embrace your passions, whatever they may be, and live a life you will look back on with pride, and most of all, with joy. And come back to share them with us, like some of the students from last year have. Thank you for coming. Once more, congratulations to TBSC's class of 2016. I'd like to wish you all the best for the future. Remember that at TBSC, we don't say goodbye to members of the community. Instead, we'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Okay, students, it's time for you to tell us something about yourselves. So we have two student people who are going to address us. Please, Mr. Echeverria, and please, Ms. Eugenia, would you come down and address us as for the graduate speeches. Thank you.
Dear family, friends, teachers, students, members of the board, and the class of 2016, I would like to welcome you all today. For the ones of you who don't know me, my name is Eugenia Wallace, and I have been a student at TBC for the last 15 years. It seems long, I know. It is an honor to stand here today and have the opportunity of speaking on behalf of my entire class on this very special day. Around 2 months ago, I did not know if finishing school was a part of my schedule. I did not know if I could sit the IB exams, and I obviously did not know if graduating today was going to be a possibility. 2016 has been an extremely tough year for me, and many things I have been through, and therefore, I now want to take the time to thank everybody who has been part of my experience and shared those moments with me. First of all, my parents, Mom and Dad, I cannot thank you enough for everything you have done for me in these years. There has not been one moment in where your support has been absent. Even though I have not been the best student out there, because let's face it, my sisters beat me to it, I have to say I have always made the effort to try and make the best out of every opportunity you have ever given me. And I thank you so much for that and for so much more. Dad, you have shown me how to work through things without giving up and looking for new ways of achievement if the ones I have already known didn't seem to work. Moreover, I believe not only do I owe, but we all owe this to you, Mom. It's because of your dedication and dream of opening high school at the British School of Caracas that we are all graduating today. And even though times have been rough, I cannot thank you enough for hanging in there and accomplishing a dream that finally came true, making me the first legacy student to ever graduate from TBSC. To my friends, I owe you so much. Even though you guys haven't studied with me at TBSC, or all of you, you have made my journey a joyous one and have kept me going through all this time. To all my teachers for the last 15 years, where are you guys? There have never been a moment where your time and effort have been taken for granted. You guys have been the reason that we succeeded as we do in this school. Even though sometimes we don't seem to care, or we don't do our homework, if it would not be without you, none of us could have completed the IB diploma. Moreover, I owe so much of what has been the best education I could have ever asked for these past 15 years. I would like to say thank you to one person who has been and our mentor for this past year, and has helped us all to make it here today. Melissa Suarez. Your dedication and hard work is envied, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. class of 2016. I would like to thank each and every one of you today for the moments we have shared together. Even though it was only 2 years that I could share with you guys as a class, they have been the 2 years of pure madness and laughter. There have been so many key moments that we have lived together and have shaped us into the class that we are today. And now here we are, done with school. And as Charles Dickens said once, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Anna, I have definitely known you the longest, and I am proud to say you are an incredible friend. There is not a time where I can't address you with any problem, and I know you will be there to help me get through it. Gabby, having reconnected with you after so many years has been a wonderful opportunity. You make me laugh every day I share with you, and the smile you carry will brighten up every room you take. Lucy, how we would call it here, chiquita pero peligrosa. You are obviously, absolutely, always on it. There is nobody who will ever stop you from living your dreams. More than determined, and I am sure that you will achieve the impossible wherever you may go. Serena, we know you are very quiet. Nonetheless, you are the brightest and sweetest of us all. And thank you for your endless effort on trying to explain 15 biology topics in one day. And even though none of it was in the final exam. William, definitely the one with the largest heart, and yes, I mean literally as well. There is not a time where you are reaching out for us and making sure everything is okay. If there would ever be a creation of a human teddy bear, that would be you. Andres, is there anything you don't know? Thank you for always being the one who can count on to reassure if any ridiculously false information is being said. And yes, it happens. Sebastian, what can I say? Golf has definitely taken over you. And even though I appreciate your patience on trying to explain the game to me, I will stick to having you explain to me how we find the derivative of sin x. Carlos, even though you're not here with us today physically, you have always represented us in our class. You have definitely been the one who has represented us academically. And we would like to thank you for your time and patience when dealing with each and every one of us. Especially a bunch of girls in chemistry class who had 5 questions for every answer and still had no idea about what was going on. The world has become a difficult place to live in, filled with wars, revolutions, economic crisis, political and religious conflicts. We as children need to value the education we receive from TBSC on a daily basis. We need to strengthen our values in order to live in a better world, such as respect of others and of property, companionship, and better communication amongst ourselves. TBSC provides the environment needed in order to promote these and all the other values in order to achieve a better future for all of us. Now, at the end of our career as students, we have an opportunity. Now is the time to take on the world, to find and pursue our passions, to quote-unquote, leave a legacy. William Shakespeare, and also Channing Tatum, once said, "Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them." In life, we cannot count on being born great, or having greatness thrust upon us. But always, always remember that the opportunity to achieve greatness is within our grasp. Keep in mind that many of our social and political leaders started out as another average person, as just one of you and me. Despite the failures and mistakes we will make, and although we may be average, we find that the average can achieve greatness, whether recognized by the world or by just a few. Greatness comes from our friends reaching out for us, those who go out of their way to be thoughtful, the unsung heroes. If there is anything you take from today, remember that to leave a legacy and to achieve greatness is not to get money and happiness and recognition, It's to leave those with whom you cross paths with a little more happiness and hope. Our time here together as year 13 will not be remembered by grades, obviously, popularity, likes, or favorites, but by relationships, the kind of person you were. These are legacies, the kind we must leave and the kind that TBSC has taught us all. So class of 2016, it has been a true honor, and from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all the very, very, very best. Thank you.
regardless of what is there. Maybe the crying mothers and aunts, the silently sobbing fathers, or the joking friends wanted to take a humiliating picture of a moment in the spotlight. Believe it or not, you have all contributed to this moment right here, and all the notable moments to come. More importantly, I want to thank on behalf of all Year 13, the TBSC staff have been so amazingly patient with us throughout the years, and therefore deserve a great round of applause from all of us. Now, I would like to clarify that the fact that I am standing here speaking in front of you does not separate me from the students who joined me on stage and the students who, unfortunately, could not be with us today. At this moment, I only act as a voice. As I speak, I make an unwavering effort to represent the relentless hours of work that have led to us standing here before you. As unbelievable as it may sound to some parents, we did, in fact, work around our school hours, and some even worked outside of school. However, I do not stand here with the sole purpose of displaying Year 13's incomparable studying skills. I also stand here to show you that the fact that our class is small does not in any way make us small. In fact, I feel, and I know today, that this is the most complex group of people I have ever worked with. And I say this with all the sincerity possible. We are not defined by quantity. We are, in contrast, defined by our individual qualities and the subsequent overall quality of the class as a whole. Unlike most educational bodies, our class has always worked with little to no competition whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I feel that we have constantly complemented each other in every different stage of our TBSC experience. As stated before, it is our individual attributes that drove us through this journey. Therefore, I could talk for hours about my classmates. I could talk about Carla's extensive mathematical talents. I could talk about Eugenia's constant class leadership and initiative. I could talk about Serena's secretive intelligence and William's ample creativity. I could also talk about Gabriela's benevolence, Lucila's strong opinions, and Sebastian, with who I worked incredibly the many times we were grouped together. And I could talk about Anna's persistent silence, which was eventually broken by a sudden stroke of genius. It is our differences which makes us so grand. It is our diversity which makes us so strong. And it is our synergy which allows us to fit in together as pieces in a jigsaw puzzle, which in the end give out a rough yet beautiful image. And that image is this moment in which all of you also contribute to our success. For this, I am grateful. I am grateful to my father who put me here in the first place. I am grateful to my mother, who is easily the strongest woman I have ever known. And I am grateful to TBSC for giving me this family which I will never forget. Thank you.
Thank you very much, graduates. Very thoughtful and moving words, so thank you very much. Now we're going to have Lucilla. She has actually written the music and the words to her own composition, which she is going to perform. It's kind of been a total secret, well, most things are to me, but this is dedicated. Lucilla, is it dedicated to the graduation people? Yes. So this is a very personal and very special moment. She has Senor Carlos to help her on the guitar. So let's give them a big round.
aquí llegamos para esperar el tren que ahora se va. Fue aquí que crecimos, cambiando las Barbies por fiestas, una etapa más que hay que dejar. Los conocí en la estación sin pensar en adiós, pero el tiempo pasó. El tren se va sin volver, no llores, súbete, nunca te olvidaré. Hoy comienza una nueva historia que se abre a nuestros pies. Viajaré contigo, no en el mismo tren, siempre ahí estaré. Una estación llena de fiestas, risas y desvelos, y llegó el momento de los conocí en la estación sin pensar en adiós, pero el tiempo pasó. El tren se va sin volver, no llores, súbete, nunca te olvidaré. Hoy comienza una nueva historia que se abre a nuestros pies. Viajaré contigo en el mismo tren, siempre estaré. En mi viaje llevaré todo lo que viví, travesuras y locuras también. Empacaré los outfits, los vestidos, las locuras con amigos, todo lo llevaré. Hoy comienza una nueva historia que se abre a nuestros pies. Viajaré contigo y no en el mismo tren, siempre estaré. Wow, wow, oh, wow, wow, oh, wow, siempre ahí estaré.
Amazing, thank you very much. That was very special, and we hope we hear it over and over again. Thank you very much. Right, now we are going to move on to more advice. Is it more advice? To Mr. Barton. Let's give him a round of applause for his wonderful.
Members of the board, parents, teachers and graduates, well, we've come to another milestone in the lives of these 9 graduates. We've heard about some of their magic moments and listened to the thoughts on what the school has done for them. The theme of my speech is do your thing. We all have something we can do, something that we can do well, something that we can take with us, regardless of the continent or the culture that we might end up in. And that's what I'd like to celebrate today. Whilst researching this, I casually looked up the number 9. 9 students. I was desperate. What I found was that in the Vaikashika branch of Hindu philosophy, there are 9 universal substances or elements that should be coming up on your screen now, Ramon. Look at that. A quick look at those. And I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if I linked every one of these students to each one of these elements? And then it got really difficult. Who do you think matches which element? Andres. There's no mistaking the power of Andres' mind, which works quicker than many of his peers, and let's face it, teachers, even our own, we can admit it now. A natural contrarian, a culture buff. He's been at the heart of many a heated debate in our TOK classes. For example, while we were waiting for the rain to stop on a recent CAS trip, I overheard him talking with a teacher about the possible outcome of the UK referendum and the economic pros and cons of Britain leaving the European Union in 2 weeks' time. This was while the rest of us were talking about, well, rain. Just like the movie of the same name, he really has a brilliant mind. And I bet he could tell you the director, the producer, and all of the actors in this particular film. Your mind is your thing, Andres. Make it be a force for good. Serena is a young woman of the earth, half English, half Venezuelan. Bicultural, bilingual, and somebody who will be able to fit into life in the UK as easily as she can in Venezuela. I remember watching a nature program as a child and listening to Richard Attenborough talk to us about how nature will always find a way. How small plants will muscle their way between the big trees to get to the light at the top of the canopy. This is how I see Serena meeting any setback with tenacity, using a simply earthly constant, sitting down and just getting on with it. This is her thing, and what a thing to have. William represents water, the essential element. It'll adopt the shape of anything it's poured into, which leads me to a funny kind of story to do with shape. When William first arrived at TBSC, I did the usual thing of chatting to him while showing him around. Once he'd left and I'd returned to the kitchen, I overheard the staff discussing the new teacher who would join the school. Yeah, they were talking about William. Just to illustrate the point, William, can you stand up for a second? I mean, what do you think? He was one of your students? No, William doesn't represent water because of its size, but rather my first point, that water adopts the new shape of its environment perfectly. When this gentle giant came to us from Paraguay, Ojo, landlocked country, no water, he struggled, it's fair to say, to meet the dizzying demands of the IB programme. But adapt he did. And now he takes his rightful place on the stage. Adaptability, William, is your thing. Lucilla, soul. After that amazing song we saw before, it'd be an easy link for me to say, well, Lucilla's got soul. And if we saw a dance, we'd say the same thing, but it'd be a lazy link. I take here soul to mean the immortal essence of a living being that would fit nicely into both Lucilla's ethical and religious sensibilities, including the natural human need to care for others that's the cornerstone of both. Lucilla cares for others, which is seen in the community work she takes on, including Better Vision, Brighter Future, an organisation committed to giving glasses to people from the poorer section of society, along with the Falcons, who collect the food for the barriers. She also works closely with ONTV, the organisation that gives perhaps arguably the biggest gift of all, the gift of life, through their organ donation programmes. That's the soul thing I mean here, Lucilla, and it's something to be celebrated, cherished and nurtured. Why not? Carlos, I know you're watching from up there. Carlos for me represents space, because I think if there's anyone who could be a rocket scientist out of all of us, it's Carlos. Who is, it's fair to say, one of our most gifted mathematicians, who was taught by Mr. Patel. Correction. He taught Mr. Patel. Let's face it, I'm recall once catching Mr. Patel frantically leafing through the IB higher level textbook 15 minutes before his class with Carlos. Mr. Patel was rubbing his forehead like this, and if you know Mr. Patel very well, he does this when he's really stressed. I casually asked him if he was okay. He replied, "No, I'm teaching Carlos in 15 minutes and I don't even understand this myself." Needless to say, Carlos put him straight and showed Mr. Patel how to find X in his own humble yet rather brilliant way. Carlos, or should I say Carlos, because he's in Miami already studying maths, do your number thing and make maths, make a better world for us all. Gabriella represents, can you guess? What's left? No, not time. Good guess. Ether. Getting tough now. Many years ago, scientists believed that it was ether that allowed light and heat to be transmitted. Gabriella is by her nature someone who is a medium for happiness to be transmitted. She just has an incredible ability to make people smile. Like Lucilla, she's heavily involved in the business of putting a smile on the faces of the less fortunate. She works with Best Buddies, the Shake a Leg in Miami programs that encourage volunteers to mentor children with Down syndrome. It's no coincidence, therefore, that she wishes to enter the world of nursing or medicine, where these skills will be put to the test. Caring and making people happy is Gabriella's thing. Go on, give her a round. Sebastian is pure fire. He has strong opinions. And if you know this determined young man, you'll realise he can get passionate in his views. Perhaps this is what's catapulted him to stardom in the world of golf, that single-minded burning desire to achieve. He's also got a bit of a temper too, which he's worked on over the years. Can't have everything. But work on it he has, and now he's learned to control this inner drive without some of the negatives that can come with it. Sebastian, your thing is your desire to win. Use your thing wisely. And last, but not least, Eugenia. It's fitting, I suppose, that Eugenia is the last one. After all, she's taken the longest to graduate. So I think Eugenia represents time. And more importantly, time and experience. For taking longer to do something usually means that one is more experienced. I'm sure you'd have loved to have been sitting on this stage last year. It's taken you longer, Eugenia, but you'll realise soon, if you haven't already, that these setbacks, these frustrations, these get me out of here moments have been for something. You now enter university, that little bit more mature, that little bit more prepared to see the bigger picture. Your time is up, Eugenia. All 15 years of it. You are now well and truly ready to leave TBSC. As are you all, year 13. But of course, you're not even year 13s anymore. After this ceremony, you won't even look like graduates. You'll just simply be world citizens who are ready to take on the crazy world outside TBSC gates. As ever, remember where you came from, the principles you've been given to you by us and by your parents. Do your thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bolton. Now we're coming to the very point of the procedure. Everything has a final point. So we are coming to the awards, and we'd like to ask these new graduates to come down onto the stage, ready for that. Thank you. Right, now we're going to ask for our team to be ready. We have the certificates and we have the medals from the IB ready. The photographers, I guess, have to be ready, but before, Mr. Bolton's going to explain a little tradition.
I'll now read the names out of our graduates, and they'll receive their diploma as well as their 2 medals, one an IB medal and one an IB diploma medal. Gabriela Galavis, give a round of applause please. Sebastián Díaz. Lucilla Bellutini. Serena Bell. Andrés Echeverría.
Okay, for the next one, it's slightly different. It's the first time we have a TBSC graduate of a TBSC graduate. Eugenia Wallace's mother, Anna Louisa Wallace, is an ex-student. I won't say how many years ago. But I would like to ask Anna Louisa Wallace to come forward and present the diploma.
Ana Paul. Last but by no means least, William Howe.
One of the things you get used to at TBSC is the need to be flexible. So about 1 minute before the graduation, a couple of parents asked us if this pot could just be thrown in. After days and hours of preparation, we thought, maybe not, but of course we said yes. So I'd like to ask Melissa to grab the bag. So they've just produced some presents that they'd like to pass on to the students. So Melissa and Steve will pass them on, Miss Suarez and Mr. Bolton. Okay, thank you. Thank you, parents. Thank you very much.
Two things are about to happen now, which includes the audience. I'd ask you to get your cameras ready for something that's quite special. Can I ask the graduates to stand, please, and to join us centre stage? Now, what you'll see now is a custom that goes back many, many years. This is called the flipping of the tassels and the throwing of the hats, which is why I asked you to get the cameras ready, because it will happen in the blink of an eye. The moving of the tassel from the right to the left typically signifies the move from graduand to graduate. We've called them graduates all the way through this ceremony, but they weren't technically graduates until they flipped the tassels. So in 5 seconds, I'd like you to flip the tassels. Can you take the tassels, please? When this happens, I want you to give them a big whoop, a cheer, and at the same time, you're going to throw your hats in the air, and everybody's going to catch that moment perfectly with the cameras. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip your tassels! Can you take your seats now?
Wow, now we're really at the penultimate moment. It's time for the school song from our choir. So let's give the choir a big welcome round of applause, please. very much, choir. They sang the other day at the British residence for the Queen's birthday party celebrations. We actually have our host hiding over there, so that was very nice to hear that again. Well done. Now comes the time when our graduates are going to leave. We have our ensemble back, and we will be clapping them on their way. They will go up, along, and then last time I said down and out, but I don't mean that. I mean down and to the reception area. If you would just hang on, give them a huge sort of round of applause on their way to signify their starting off on the red carpet. We will, as a humble audience, follow them later, but at this moment we'll just wait for the ensemble to start, and we wish you all the very best of luck for the future, and just enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much to everyone.